Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back for another very quick review here for one which is more of a supernatural mystery or thriller of sorts for the 2013 film Horns, starring Daniel Radcliffe. Yep, we got the man made famous for his role of Harry Potter in this film. This is kind of pretty early in his post-Potter career, actually, and one which didn't really seem to get much notice. I believe it either had a very limited release or just went straight to video on demand. But as for what this film is about, the synopsis is as follows. In the aftermath of his girlfriend's mysterious death, a young man awakens to find strange horns sprouting from his forehead. So, this is based on the book by Joe Hill, and to open things up a little bit more, what makes this a very interesting film to me is, well, these horns. They are noticed by others, but they don't seem to really think much of them. However, when people are around his character and these horns are coming out and they're speaking with him, they begin to confess their true feelings, bad things they've done, secrets, and so on. Some of these side characters that kind of they show as this power is kind of being developed really have some horrible things to say, whether about other people, like people in their lives, strangers, or even like about themselves, or even just some deep secrets that they've never really let anybody know about and they've never let those out at all. Now, as things unfold, Radcliffe's character discovers he can also easily influence people that he's in contact with. Now, this comes in really handy because in the wake of his girlfriend's mysterious death, he is seen as the prime suspect. So the town is definitely against him. He has these reporters that are just hounding him at all times. Even his family seems to be having difficulty accepting that he actually is innocent. Eventually, he realizes he can use this new power of these horns to kind of uncover the truth about her death, as a way to track down who's really responsible. Now, I think another reason why I really enjoy this one is that we have this strange and often humorous power he can wield. We also have that mystery, though, to go along with everything, as far as like who this real killer is. So a lot of this has to do with us kind of following him on this investigation. We get a lot of flashbacks about his relationship with his girlfriend, plans that they had for their future, even stuff going as far back as their childhood. So we get to see this whole story unfold as he's investigating and thinking back on all of this. So that's that real hook for me early on and throughout this film is that mystery as we kind of see some of this open up. Along with this, we also get some interesting quick performances by Heather Graham, who I just recently touched on in Suitable Flesh not too long ago, and Kathleen Quinlan, David Morse, and James Remar, who's in another film that I might be covering soon as well. Now, I will say this film isn't perfect. It does run a little bit long, likely because they wanted to keep as much from the book in this story in the script for this film as possible. And honestly, I really don't know what could be trimmed out of it because I did end up reading the book and thoroughly enjoyed it. And it really seemed like they had to put a lot of this in here to really make it worth, bringing to screen. So it does run a little bit long. And also toward the ending, it's a little hokey in some ways. Stuff that works really well in a book maybe just doesn't really come to screen as well because we have some really massive CG sequences that are a bit over the top. And also, Radcliffe's American accent at the time still needed a little bit of work at this point in his career. It's not as fine-tuned as what I've seen in some of his more recent works. But even with those minor criticisms, it's definitely an interesting supernatural mystery thriller with an actor most are mainly familiar with just from his younger, more kids-friendly work, and it's more than worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this very quick little entry here for Horns from 2013, which at the time of this video is available on several free and ad-based services such as Roku, Tubi, Hoopla, Pluto, Plex, and Freevee. So if it sounds interesting, head on over to check it out. Anyways, thanks for coming by and sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one.